Good greetings, I'm Rusty Dog. Welcome back again to Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. Today we have our awaited project, the McLaren F1 Le Mans version. Now, I did say in the last video that this was the only car left in the shop, and at the time that was true. It's not anymore. I've kind of been out buying a car or two. I've been down to the Junkyard. You know, I'm kind of on good terms with the guy there now. So there's a couple of cars in the car park that were bought in the Junkyard waiting to be done. I will tell you that one of them, or two of them are, well, one of them is a supercar. The other one is a performance car. And the other one is an American car, which is a car that is famous from a movie. That's all I'm saying. Let's get on with the McLaren. Sorry to tease you like that. Okay, so what we're going to do on this firstly is take the engine out. So I'm going to do that. It looks like it's not connected to the gearbox. Oh yeah, there it is. Stupid. So yeah, we got to get the back wheels off. Sorry, I'm so used to dealing with different types of cars. I forgot that on rear engine cars the gearbox is kind of, yeah, never mind. It happens to the best of us. So we just take the wheel off so we can get the drive axle off. That's all we need to do, I think. Finally we get to work on this thing. Bring this thing. Now apparently on this, the factory color of this car is green. It looks similar to a British racing green, so I suppose it could be that. If we take a look here, look, you'll see the British racing green is darker than this factory color. There's no way I'm going to put this car into this green color. It's going to be the McLaren orange. So yeah, the car value at that time was 589, I think, or something like that. But look at the conditions here, 2835. I mean, I'm going to be putting these to 100%. This time. This is going to be, no doubt, I am going to be stripping this down properly, putting it back together properly. And I'm not going to use any performance parts. I'm just going to leave it as it is, as stock. Let's get the, won't let me do that from here. Alright, so we've done that. Well, as we've got the back wheels off, I suppose we may as well take the front wheels off as well. There's not a lot actually to strip off on this car in terms of, you know, I mean, look at the front. It's just suspension and brakes, really, because there's no engine. I'll take the battery out. Is there an ABS module? If there is, I can't see it. Okay. Let me get the wheel off on the other side. Yes. Thank you. I don't know what went on there, but it was having trouble letting me take that off. Okay, so the engine should now come out. So as we drop the car, we'll go and get the engine hoist, or crane, or whatever it's called, and we'll get this engine out and we'll put it onto the engine stand. Well, there's not a lot to it, is there? You can see by the yellow outline how much is missing. I mean, what have we got here? It is a V12. We've just got a block. Oh my God. Are there any pistons in it at all? No, there isn't. So, what gives here? Can I just... Oh, okay. So we've got a crankshaft, which can't come out because what? Why can't the crankshaft come out? Let's turn it over. I can't believe how little there is of this engine. I mean, there's nothing. Oh, I've got to get the caps out, I think, haven't I? No? Oh, this thing. Flywheel. Yeah, clutch, of course. Let's get the clutch out. Duh. Just throw all these clutch parts away, they're not worth fixing. That's it. That's all there is of the engine. There's nothing to it, man. I mean, the V12 block we can fix. The crankshaft, that's 10%. That's got no chance. Such a beautiful car. And you know, when I went to the junkyard again to pick up those other cars that I've got outside, I noticed that there was another McLaren F1 LM in the junkyard. Like, where's the guy getting them from? There's like 6 of them in the world, I think. And he's had 2 of them in the junkyard. Get out of it. Anyway, let's move this out of the way. All right, let's go to the workbench. I'm going to, I don't know if I've got a method for this one, just which way I want to do things. Can you repair clutch parts? I don't think so, right? Well, clutch plate you can. I don't know how that is the case. So the gearbox has been repaired. It's got a Pagani gearbox on it as well. That's obviously not anything like the real world. But let's get the engine block back on the stand at least. Actually, that's not what I want to do. I want to part mount and put the engine block on. Now, the crankshaft, did we repair that? No, we didn't. So that's definitely not going back on the car. Alright, so we have an upside down engine and we need to get some parts. But because I've got so few engine parts now, I think what I'm going to do is disassemble all the running gear and just, oh, I've already done that. I'm going to disassemble the running gear and just strip the car down completely. Everything. Even maybe down to the body parts as well, because there's not many body parts. Look at this. In the rear doors, in the real car, these panels here act as compartments for maybe small cases, small suitcases and stuff like that. Look at this. It's exactly the same. Look. It's the same. Brilliant. So I'm thinking of just getting everything off the car, just stripping it bare, totally of everything. And then we'll just buy everything that we need. And then, yeah, I don't know. Start building the engine, I suppose. But it's going to be weird because I'm going to have... Well, yeah, no, it's okay. It'll work out. It'll work out. Because as I said, I had so few parts in my of my engine, so I'm going to have to buy them all new anyway, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference. And the standard car is, well, in this game, is putting out this horsepower and torque, and that's not going to change. That's not going to change because we're not going to modify anything. I mean, I could, I say that, I could maybe just put some spark plugs and air filters in there and maybe a couple of camshafts just to stretch it to the 700 horsepower, you know. But I don't want to go too far with it, is what I'm saying. So I'm going to take off these, I'm going to strip the, what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip down the wheels. So let's do that, we'll separate the wheels. I don't even know whether I should stick with these because it's called Rim Classic. I'd like to see these done in a matte black, I think. And it's strange because really I'm not so much into totally black rims. I don't mind black if it's got a chrome outer edge, you know, if the barrel is chrome and the center is black. I don't mind that. That can look quite cool. But all black wheels, I don't know. You can't really appreciate the style of the wheels when they're like that because you don't see them too well. I don't know. It's just a thing. But sometimes they actually suit the car well, and I think, I don't know, I'm going to have to have a look at some pictures of this car. I know in reality the car's wheels are just the alloy shape, colour, not shape, alloy colour. Right, let's have a look at these tyres. 275s on the front, 345s on the back. Again, the same profile, 35s. So what that means is that the rear, the overall diameter of the rear wheels is larger than the fronts. That's really weird. And the offset on all of them, the ET, which is kind of like how much the wheels are sticking out from the body. It's like having wheel spacers on, I suppose. So the more you add, the more it's going to protrude from the body. We've got one at 30%, one at 15%. We're not going to be able to repair all the wheels, but yeah, I don't know. I'll have to have a think about putting the same rims on. I'm going to have a look at the real car and see if I can find a better match. And if I can't, then yeah, then I'll just use what we have here. Again, I'm not sure about 18-inch on the McLaren. They could be. That's the same size wheels as what I have on my car. So I don't know if that's right, but if it is, then we'll go with that. So I'm going to do some research into the real vehicle, and we're going to see. Anyway, before I get on with any of that, it's time to do a striptease. So I'm going to raise the car just in case I need to, and I'm going to start stripping everything off from the car. Alright, so I'll be back when that's done. Alright, so now we have all of the parts off, I believe. It looks like everything is off the car. I don't think there's anything left. Obviously seats and whatnot, but other than that, I think it's just... Let's get everything out. Did I? Yeah, no, even those seats, everything's good. It's just there's a middle seat to go in and the steering wheel. So we've got everything out of the car that we can. That's it. And now I have just a shed load of parts that maybe we can fix and maybe we can't, but everything is bad here except for the clutch plate, which we repaired already. Everything that came off this car is in bad shape. Everything. I mean, in reality, you wouldn't let a car that's worth what this car's worth. Well, you wouldn't let this happen to it. Unless maybe you are in Saudi Arabia where it's not uncommon for, you know, very expensive cars to just be left to gather the dust. Okay, so before we start, I think what we should do is go and try and repair everything that we can. So we'll quickly whiz through that. I'm probably even going to end up repairing some parts I'm not even going to use, like these rims. But I might get a bit more money for them anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, so now that we've worked through everything that we've got in our parts box. Okay, we've managed to get a few things, but... So all I can really do is strip down the suspension, obviously, and then I'm going to go and... well, actually, there's no point stripping it down, because you can't do anything about it. You can't fix it. So I'm going to go shopping and replace all the parts that I have in my hands, as it were. There's no and then there is a front bumper and a rear bumper. They were just missing, weren't they? I'm going to replace everything I've got in my storage box for this car, and then we'll start piecing things back together on the car, running gear, and then we can start building the engine up. So I'm going to go shopping, and I'll be back. Right, I've done my shopping, and yes, I've changed the floor. Decided to change the floor and do the grates and clean up some of the oil spills. So now we've got a white tiled floor. I'm going to try this out for a while. Look at this over here. Look, even the oil spills have got like the, you know, that rainbow effect that you get when you mix oil and water, that kind of thing. Yeah, so I've done that just to see if it brightens up the garage a little bit, really, or the workshop. So anyway, I've gone for a set of rims which are not the ones like you would normally see on the McLaren. So let me show you what I mean. On the F1, this is the McLaren F1 LM. Oh, shouldn't have done that one, I don't suppose. If I just go to view image. Right, so this is the actual car. I couldn't find a set of rims that looked like that, or anywhere remotely where the 5-star spokes kind of go into the back of the barrel. I couldn't find anything like that. That's the color that you would expect to see Le Mans McLaren painted in. They do come in other colors. For example, we have this grey color, which if you look here just looks, I mean, look at that car. Just, that's a 1990s car. It's just ridiculous. I know in my previous videos I said it was 1980s. But it's not. I don't know whether when I fit the doors on, they're going to open like this. I hope they do. But yeah, this car is, it's all kinds of special. You just have to read up about it and you'll know what I'm talking about. It's an epic car. Now then, what gave me the inspiration for the wheels was this red one here, where you can see we have like a multi-spoke kind of deal. I don't know, what's that, 20, 18 spokes? I don't know. But however many it is, I've not counted them. That's a really cool color as well, I have to say. It looks nice. But it's a little bit too, not Ferrari looking, but kind of that way. And I don't want it to be that way. So I don't really want to go for red. But those rims kind of gave me the idea of what to do with this car. So I've chosen somewhere there is multiple rims, and I've gone for kind of a black. Now, I don't know, is this real? I don't like the look of that. The back is okay, the front's too busy. Don't like it. So there's the interior. You've got a passenger on each side and you sit in the middle and drive. The perfect driving position. Dead center. Perfect. That's how it should be for a racing car. Yeah. Anyway, I've been looking through some of these images, This is obviously a different version. I don't know whether that's a concept or whatever. So what I've done is I've chosen to go with a set of wheels that, as I said, was inspired by the other car, but it's kind of black and chrome. So it's these. So another reason why I've gone with so many spokes as well is in the hope that they will hide the puny little disc brakes that this car's going to have. So what we can do now at least is start putting back all the bits I took off the car, all the running gear, the servo and the radiator and stuff like that can go back on now. And then what should be left in my inventory should be all the bits to rebuild the car. Alright, so all the suspension is put back together, the wheels are put back together. Now, the only thing I did change was the front tyres. I think the ones that came off were 265s, and I changed them to 275s, I think, anyway. They weren't 275s that came off, they were either 265s or 285s. But I've changed it to 275/35, and the rear stays at 345/35. That's because these are the correct tyre sizes for this car. So that's why I've gone with those. So I'm going to put back everything I can put back, and then we can get started on the engine. Right, so I'll probably time-lapse this again. I'm going to be running out of music to put in the background, so you might hear me repeat some music. But hey, it is what it is, right? So I'll be back once I've got all the bits on that I've got. Alrighty, see you in a bit. Alright, so I guess we have everything done on the car. I mean, the drive shafts aren't in at the back because it needs the gearbox to go in. And we can't do that until we get the engine in. So, we're a few bits to go yet. So I'm going to build the engine now. All I have to fit onto this is the crankshaft. So what that's going to mean is I'm going to have to shop for parts as they happen. So I'm not going to put you through this, and I'm not going to time-lapse it either, because it's going to mean just visiting the shop and come out and visit the shop and come out. So what I'm going to do is build the engine, and I'm going to use some performance parts. I'm probably going to go with I'll tell you what, let me show you. I've converted back to metric here. So the actual horsepower of the car in real life, I think, is 671, and the Newton meters is around, I've forgotten now, I think it's about 700. So I want to beef it up to around 700 horsepower. That should knock up the Newton meters as well, just a little bit, just to give it a bit more oomph. So I'm going to go with cams, performance cams, probably performance engine head, spark plugs, that kind of thing, coils. Yeah, I don't want to go too far on it, just a few bits. So I'm gonna get the engine completely built, and then I'll be back, because as I said, this is all I have of the engine. I have to buy 12 pistons, and then all the rod caps to go with it, and the piston rings. I'll probably I'll see about performance exhaust. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm going to go with pistons, camshafts, spark plugs, alternator, I don't know, pistons, yeah, pistons, camshafts, spark plugs, and what else? Oh, the engine heads, yeah, the cylinder heads, 2 of those. We'll go from there. If there's any fuel rails or anything that makes it look nice, I'll add those on as well. And if I can remember the performance bits I've bought, then I'll let you know. Alright, so we're going to get this engine built, and I will be back when it's done. Alright guys and geezers, the engine is built. I didn't stick to the plan, okay? I added a few performance parts. I didn't go all the way, but I went most nearly. No performance gearbox, no performance gearbox, no performance clutch. This is basically a Zonda engine. Look at this, AMG Zonda R. Right, this is the engine. So I've added what I said I was going to add. I've done performance manifold exhaust, performance intake, which I'm going to show you now, performance fuel rails, performance fuel filter, spark plugs, camshafts, and engine headers. That's it. Oh, and the air filter. Now look at this. I'm going to remove, if it'll let me, yeah. I'm going to remove the air filter. I want you to look in. Look at this. Let me just remove this. Maybe you'll see it better. So this is what the intake manifold looks like. 12 trumpets that are going to just hopefully give us some sonic glory, because I want to hear this thing really scream. Now, okay, I said I wasn't going to really go too far with it, but like I said, I haven't gone. I could have added a couple of more performance parts, I suppose, but yeah. Anyway, so the engine is there, ready. I don't know what I've got left in my inventory. Gearbox, yep, all that is correct. Perfect. So before we can proceed any further, all the running gear is on and ready. The engine is ready. So we need to sort the bodywork out and then put the remaining body panels that are missing on the car. So let's get the body sorted out. It's going to cost us $1,000 to do this. I don't look at the value of the car until the engine's in. So let's use that and we'll fix the car. Okay. Nice change there. Right. So this is all the chassis. We've taken all the body parts off, so this is just the chassis that remains. That's all now done. Lovely colour. So now we can start mounting the bits. So the rear left door will go on. I think there's a... oh no, maybe there isn't. I can only mount what I have. I think I've got the clamshell. There was a few different variations of this one, but I just decided to stick with the one that I knew that I had. Now then, it looks like with the front bumper, it looks like the wheel arches are going to get a bit of a lip as well. So basically we want the hood, the front bumper. I'm not bothered about headlights and stuff yet, just bodywork. Front bumper, hood, doors, and rear bumper. Oh, and this thing, trunk. Okay, so it's all the body parts really, except for these 2 panels. Yeah, all the body parts. Right, so let's have a look. So to get those, because it's a mod car, we'll go in here, and hopefully it's just a case of typing McLaren F1. Okay, now there are GTR versions as well, but I'm not sure whether that's going to be compatible. Sorry, GT versions. Here we go, GT. I don't know whether these are compatible, so I'm not going to bother with those. So, I'm not going to bother with windows yet either. So we have two front bumpers. This is the one we need. And it's a good job because... Good job I was able to recognize that, because you can see clearly that this has got the wheel arches. So we need this one. Jesus, 9,350. So these, now we've got doors. They look both the same, but I think we're just going to need these. I do get a discount. As you can see, the price there is 7.5, and I get them for 6.3, so I do get a nice little discount there. And then we have... look at this thing. That's the Formula 1 car. So now we have the hood that we need, and we've got the rear bumper as well. But I'm not sure whether that's the one we need to be looking at. Now there's different hoods here as well. I should have gone for this one maybe. Give it a bit more. Yep, this one. I know it's going to mean money because we've sold the other one. Now this one's got a more sportier diffuser, so I'm going to go for this one because that's what I would expect to find on the car. And the trunk, I don't know what the difference is here. No idea. I'll go with this one. Right, we're going to have to fit tail lights as well. So I hope I've got everything correct. I've got two hoods, one I'm going to have to sell. Because this one's got the, you know, those pins that keep the bonnet in place. That's what you'd expect to find more on a race car, I would say. Whoops. Whoopsie, whoopsie. Let's get out of here. Battery's already in the car and charged and ready to go. Let's see if the door works. Okay. Now we're going to have to fit a couple of mirrors on as well. Now let's sort this back end out because it's in dire need and has been since day one. So let's get this bit on. And this. Finally the car gets a back end. And yeah, we've got to put an exhaust on as well. Oh, front clamshell. Two of them. Oh, I see. I'm going to remove this rear clamshell because... Let me just back off here. Because I want us to see the engine in the car. So we're going to put that on last. So this was front clamshell, and we need two of those. We need two of those, and then we need a left and a right tail light. And two headlights. Okay. See if I can remember all that. So, right tail light and left tail light. And then we need... now there's headlight A and B. One is smoked and one is normal. For a race car, you're going to go with normal. You're not going to go with smoked. So, we're going to go with normal. And the front clamshell is, I have seen it, this. Is this it? The whole thing in one go? Wow, look at this monster of a thing. Yeah, for £5,500 dollars, I suppose. Man, let's get these lights on and then we'll be able to see these bits a little bit better. Let's walk away. See, assemble mode because it needs a license plate. I see, I got you. front? No. Okay, front doesn't need a license plate. So we'll put that in. Once we respray it, I think there should be an option when we get in the paint booth to use current color. I hope it picks up on the orange, because now we've got a mixture of all sorts. So we need a left and a right mirror, and then we need the front window, the left door window. Looks like there's an interior mirror there, 2 of them. That might come with the front window, maybe not. Interesting. 2 interior mirrors. Of course, if you're driving in the middle, you need 2 interior mirrors. That kind of makes sense, I suppose. One on each side. It's better than one in the middle. Right, so we have the 2 mirrors, and then I guess windows all round. Trunk window, that comes as one. So trunk window, left body window. If the glass is already there, I'm just going to replace it anyway. Front left, left body. Okay. Alright, so if we start, see, this is tinted. I don't mind going with tints, so we'll on the windows. So we'll get all the side glass first, and then we'll go for the have to put this on at the end, I think, the engine cover. Might cover up the Pagani the Pagani stuff. Right, I need a left side mirror and a right side mirror. A trunk window, and now I just need the front. Which I've probably gone past, have I? Looks like there's only one front window. See, there's the engine cover to go on as well. McLaren F1 engine cover. I suppose we're going to have to put that on. $61,000. Do you know how many cars I can buy for? I don't think this car cost me that much. All right, let's carry on here. We're going to assemble. We'll put the trunk window in, and we should be able to reach this. As you can see, it is tinted, these ones on the side. Probably should have stuck with the normal ones, but hey. Back into assemble mode. Okay, right click into normal mode. I'm going to remove this window. Alright, and then back into assemble mode. I'm going to use the new window. That other window is knackered anyway. So we won't be able to put the engine cover back on, of course, until we put the engine in. That makes 100% perfect sense. Ah, look, the rear view mirrors get put in with the windscreen. Awesome. Alright. Kind of looking funky as it is, isn't it? I guess we're at the moment where we're going to put the engine in now. It already looks the business. Might as well get the engine in then. So we're going to need the engine stand. So let's move that. And we're going to go to let's pick up the engine stand and go to take off the engine. And then there's still a couple of bits to do as well, because we have to put the oil, and the battery is in already. Got to put the oil in, got to put the engine cover on, I suppose. The rear license plate has to go on still. So I'm going to go to here and go to assemble, because if there is an engine cover to go on, Well, I don't know how to get to it because it's obscured by the clamshell. And you can't lift the clamshell up. It has to be taken off the car. So how do you put the cover on? Wow. How on earth do you do this? You go part mount? No. You see, if this means that the engine isn't going to be complete, because let's say the clamshell goes on, or maybe it'll go on now, because you can see, look, if I go into assembly mode, you can see it there, but I can't make it highlight because the clamshell is over it. So the only way I can think to do this is to back off and then just remove, oh God, walk away. So I come out of assembly mode. Okay, remove the window and then go to assemble. Oh shoot, why did I think that was a solution? Engine cover. Okay, so we can get at it from there. Alright, engine cover. So right click. It better work because I'm spending 61.2 thousand on this thing. So you can just see where the glass is just at the bottom there. It's the only gap I have. Wow. Okay, now let's back off and back in again, and now let's remove the clamshell. Yeah, I just want everything to look right as if it's making sense, because now you can see the engine cover says BMW M Power on it, which is now correct, and underneath is the Zonda thing. So yeah, this is now correct. If we remove the trunk, thank you. Oh, that's what I should have done. I should have removed the trunk. That would have done it, maybe. I don't know. Yes, this is what a McLaren looks like when the engine cover's off. Alright, so we have a couple of things to do then. Piece the car together. And put the window in. And then if we right click, and we're just going to pop to the plate shop. I'm going to go with, got loads of new plates by the way, look at all these French ones. I want to get some GB ones, look at this. I wanted a Sons of Anarchy one, but that's motorbikes, I know. Gas Monkey. We've got some Gas Monkey garage ones. Would have been nice to have Count's Customs, but I don't think we've got any of those. West Coast. Should we do a West Coast? How about this one? Let's have one of these, and I know what I want on it. I want F1 GTR. Okay. Why not? Is that right? Normal mode, assemble mode. There you go. I was right in the first place, but anyway. Okay, so it's white lettering, so it doesn't. It's not really cool. It's not, doesn't stand out very well. No, we need to back off a bit. There we go. Right. Going to put on the remaining parts, and we also need to buy an exhaust for it. Ooh, look at this. Now we have a full floor. So we need to go there. I need to click on something. That's all body parts. Here, suspension, there we go. So right click, part mount, gearbox, standard. This is some killer engine. I wonder what horsepower I've given it now and torque levels. I've also taken away the part zooming, you may have noticed, so there's no part zooming happening. Also, these drive shafts are not hitting in the right place. They're not central. It looks like there is no exhaust. That's it. It just stops there and then it pretends exits out the back. That's it. Okay. That's a bit strange. What have I got left in my inventory except for the wheels? That, which I don't need. Alright, let's get the wheels on. And I hope I've made some kind of decent choice. Bearing in mind the car still has to be painted yet. So let's make sure that we put the 275s on the front. Because if we don't, it's going to look a bit silly. I haven't gone for the tyres with the white writing on either. Didn't go with those. Whoa, go back. I wasn't sure whether I picked the right one there. I didn't. Try and put a wheel on from the other side like that. Not easy. Okay, that kind of looks okay. I kind of like that. Yeah. I do, I like that. Uh-oh, what's missing? Anything? No. It was just waiting for the drive shaft to go on. These are some big, wide slicks on the back here. 345s. So obviously a 300 tyre would be 1 foot across, 300 millimetre. This is 345, so it's 1 foot and 45 millimetres. That's a big tyre. Oops, there we go. Trigger finger happy there. So yeah, you can see I'm not zooming in to put the bolts in now, which I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. It's so much better. Oh yeah, it kind of suits those wheels. I like it. I like it. I do. It's okay. I mean, they're black, but the face of them, the face of the spokes are chrome. So now we're going to have to remove the rear clamshell for a second and dive in and find... Oh, well, it's got to be here somewhere. Where? Who's stolen the... Is it under the head covers? It can't be. Where's the oil cap? Hello? It's going to tell me there's no oil in the car. Yeah, no, I don't think there is. What am I missing here, guys? Oh, I know. I know where it is. Don't worry. I forgot. It's a McLaren. I know you guys are thinking that it might be at the front, but I don't think it is. So let's go to assemble. Get that on there. Once this is all painted in the right color, we should be okay. I think it's this side. Go back and just pull this off. And I think... Is it that? Oh my god. I think this is where the water goes, to be honest. You can't feed oil from the front to the back of the car. That's just silly. And putting it down here is silly as well. What is going on? Right, let's... What mode am I in here? Get back into normal mode. So let's get this up and this up. Let's get that off. Yeah, I know. Don't remind me of the hassle it took me to get the thing on. Where's the oil thing? It's normally on one of these rocker covers. What on earth is going on? There it is. Jesus, why couldn't I even see that? Well, I'm sorry to those of you who did see that ages ago. But I didn't. Alright, so now we have to go to part mount. Actually, no, we don't. We need to go to assemble mode. So trunk, and then before we put the glass in, we can just highlight it. There. Engine cover, trunk window, rear clamshell. Are we good? Are we all good? Right, I don't know what power this is pushing out yet, but we'll find out after the respray. Yeah, sorry about not seeing that. About not seeing the thing, the oil cap. I don't know why. I just missed that. Tucked away. Right, let's see what options we get here, because if it gives me original color, see, set current. You see, can you see now why I didn't want to do it in green? It just looks bleh. And now because it's not got the actual orange anymore, I might not be able to get the correct color. And I know there's going to be some nice colors going through here, but yes, that's nice. But we want kind of orange. So saturation, I'm probably going to have to max that out. I bet I messed this up. I bet I do. See, red is always at the beginning of the hue and at the end, so orange is the next color in line. Oh my God. Please don't let me get this wrong. I don't mind it being a bit brighter than it should be because we're in the paint booth, so you would expect that. Right, metallic paint, okay, I'm fine with that. I don't really like this wheel arch overhang. I suppose if I'd chosen the normal front bumper, it would have come without that, and it would have just been, you know, like a normal wheel arch, if it would have even given me that option. But anyway, it is what it is. Let's paint it as it is. Go. God, I hope I got the color right. I really do. It's close enough, I think. So we're going to move the car to the dyno. Okay, we'll figure that out in a second then. So let's move the car to garage entrance. The battery's in the car. The fuel filter is in. It looks a bit too dark, doesn't it? But then again, oh, the doors do open properly. Then again, oh, but wait a minute though, it needs a steering wheel. I need to do the interior. Let's get the interior done. We need a seat. That's probably why we can't start the engine, because there's nowhere for the driver to sit. I don't even know if that's a thing, but... So what we need is a steering wheel and a seat. Front left seat, it's classed as, and then we need a steering wheel. This is some car, I tell you. Wow. Imagine how many houses you could buy if you owned one of these and then sold it. I'm having trouble with the interface here, guys. Right, there we go. Yeah, sometimes it can be a bit clumsy. So the default steering wheel looks like I should... Okay, the way to do this, I think, is to go into the interior, and we'll pick out... It looks like it's one of those seats that are on very raised Maybe I need to go to the mod thing. I don't know. I shouldn't have thought so. Why did I come out? Because I'm confused. I don't know whether it just gets classed as a, you know, front left, and then if seats are in here, or whether you can just pick any seat. I think I can just pick any seat out from the interiors. Again, I've done it again. I keep pressing escape instead of going back to home here. Okay. Well, the car is essentially like this one. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Something like this. If it has a great big base like it shows you in the picture, can you fit a normal base in? See, this one, a Porsche seat would go nicely, and then so would this one. Let's try this one. See if that goes in. Oh, I just spotted a nice one there. See if it's still there. It had red piping on it. Yeah, that, oh, Bentley. Yeah, say no more. Let's see if we can get it in. Yeah. It's a bit thick on the headrest, but what it means now is that I can now get in the car. Okay, now, oh, it's not going to let me do it. I was hoping to see the outline of the steering wheel so that I could get an idea of the kind of steering wheel it was looking at. So I need something appropriate for a car like this. It's... wow. What do you even pick here? Man, a steering wheel for a McLaren F1. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. GT40. Yeah. I suppose I begin at looking at reference images for the original. I don't think the original wheel's anything like any of these. Give me a sec. Alright guys, I do apologize. I was recording the next segment to this video and I had it on pause, so we've missed some. So I'm sorry about that. I'm pissed off that that happened because we missed some nice moments. But I'm going to tell you what's happened. So it's been on the dyno. The steering wheel that I chose, I'm going to show you now, is this one. Okay, I'll have to start it up. And I can't remember if I covered it, but it was the starter motor that I needed, so that's been fitted. Alright, so I'm going to show you the final result of the dyno, and also, well, not the, yeah, the final result of the dyno, and what the car is worth now. So here's the dyno. I know, I monstered it. I pretty much put more performance parts in than I originally intended, and now we're hitting over 1,000 horsepower and almost 1,000 Newton meters of torque. The actual, because I found the starter motor and made it go to 100, my restoration bonus is now 2.5 million, and the value of the car with the bonus is 15.5 million. Which is just insane. I'm getting 14 million profit, probably a bit more, just off this car alone. Yeah, so every time I see a McLaren F1 in the junkyard, I'm going to build it. So, I took it onto the test track, the drag strip, and it did 0 to 60 in 2.2, and then it hit 400 kilometers per hour. But it only just got there, it dragged at the end. So I've taken the gearbox out and I've added in a custom gearbox. And I did another run on the drag strip and it was slower. It was 0 to 60 in 2.4, and it only got to 380 something, 389 I think. So what I've done on the gearbox is I've changed the ratio, the final ratio only, just dragged it down so that the 6th gear goes to 410. Now that might mean that our 0 to 60 is going to be a bit slower, but we should get a better top speed. So that's what's happened. I'm sorry you guys missed that. That was just my ineptness, because it just wasn't telling. It just, you know, I just didn't know it was still on pause. So what you guys are going to see for the first time is, let's take it to the speed track and see what happens. I don't think I'll be able to get this round a track with my keyboard, but we'll see. We'll see. All right then. I want to break 400 kilometers per hour by the end of this run. On the first run, I nearly hit the trees at the end. Wasn't far off it. Yeah, I got a bad start there. I took my foot off the throttle for no reason. Still 2.4. But now the gears change later. There we go. Done. And it's still bottoming out. Or whatever you want to call it. Not bottoming out. It's... yeah. It's still getting to the end of its rev range in top gear. It's got so much more power to give. So I'm going to turn the final drive down again. It's going to make it slower accelerating away. There is a way around that, of course. You can just change the first, second gear ratios, whatever. But it looks like we can go a bit more on this. So let's take it to 430. I'm going to leave the number of gears at 6. And I'm going to leave the ratios as they are. See what happens there. I'm not really too fussed about it's not going to change the price of the car. I just want to try and get some crazy time out of it. And if we can reduce the acceleration, well, that helps me get it round the racetrack, because it won't have so much wheel spin. Although you probably won't even see the difference, really, because this thing's going to wheel spin no matter what. 2.4 still. But it gets to 6th gear a lot later than it used to. Yes. 450, 460. I mean, oops, you see? We hit the trees at the end. You could, I'm pretty sure you could tweak the gearbox on this and have it, and then maybe put a performance fuel pump in and have it. You could reach 500 kilometers an hour with this car. It's that tweakable. So let's have a look here, and we're just going to sell it. Oh my God, this is such an exclusive car. And it has to go now. But there it is, brought back from the junkyard. And that's going to net me 15 million. The most I've ever had is just a tad over $1 million. If you've been watching my previous streams, there was a stream it was a few videos ago. And I said, look, I've just made $1 million. And then I bought a couple of cars. Took me down to 600,000. And I think I've spent 250, 300,000 just on parts for this. But it's been all worth it. So we're going to sell the car and move on, guys. Yeah, I know I could get it to... What do you guys want from me? I know. Shall we We just see what happens if we make it go there. I mean, this is reaching over 60 miles an hour in first gear. Let's just take it to there and see what happens. We'll do one more run. Because whether this works or not, the price of the car is still going to be the same. Oh, we need to take it around a lap, don't we? Okay. You want acceleration around a racetrack, though. So this isn't the way to go. I'm going to adjust the ratios back for the racetrack, I think. Unless I can still get 2.4. 2.3 now. Oh my god. See, it takes ages to get to 6th gear. Come on! Yes! I better hit the brakes. It's not enough. The brakes don't work. There you go. 505, wasn't it? There you go, it's done. 505 kilometers per hour. I don't know what that is in miles. Just divide it by 1.6 and you'll get miles per hour. Oh my god. I mean, these numbers stay the same. It's just the gearbox ratios we altered. Yeah, just by adjusting the final drive. Oh, wow. 500 kilometers per hour. That is crazy. Alright, we've got one more task then before we sell it. I don't think it's going to beat the fastest lap time. 1 minute 21. I don't think so. Or 1:18 it is now. It should. The car's definitely got the capability, but I can't keep it on the road. I won't be able to keep it on the road. I will not be able to tame this monster. Oh, normally you can take that a little bit, not quite flat out, but almost. Oh my god, it's like... It hasn't got the best sound in the world. It's got... The brakes are terrible. I can't stop the car. It's got the same brakes that you'd put in a Ford Focus. Oh, it deserves another lap. Sugar. Oh, I was going to beat the time there. .118 with all those spins, it still did a 118. The orange colour is too dark. This is clearly... I should have gone really bright on the orange in the paint booth. Go brighter than what you think. Yeah. This car will easily break 118. Okay, I can't drive from inside, it just looks weird. I'm not intentionally trying to cheat or anything. It's just the steering is so sensitive. See, as soon as I put speed on, I'm losing more time than if I'd gone at half the speed. You understand what I'm saying? I could be doing 200 miles an hour down here, but then I spin off and then I lose time. And if I'd stayed at 100 miles an hour and I don't spin off, then I lose less time. So it's quicker doing 100 miles an hour than 200 miles an hour. Shite! Oh, frig. Reversing is the most time-zapping thing you can do. Having to reverse. Please let me play with the steering wheel and pedals. No. There must be a way to set up the controller. Right now I will accept a 117.9. Oh frig, it loves those tyres. Just let me control the gears, because I'll never put it into first. Give me manual gearbox. And I'll never have it in first gear because it's just too much power. Sugar. It just keeps darting off to the side. 17.4. This car will do, I don't know, it'll probably do 1 minute and 10 seconds under normal circumstances. Oh sugar, I didn't want to do this. Right. I'm getting peeved off here. I don't know whether a game controller will be any more helpful. I don't know. Bear with me. I hate this screen here. It is too flashy and too bright for my eyes. See? What can you do? Keys. Why? Why just keys? Why can't I use game controller or something like that? Ah, here. Okay. But is that going to apply to the whole game now? Yeah, it is. How the hell do you select back? See, it takes the mouse away. I don't know how to get to the continue now. The trigger isn't doing it, the left button isn't doing it, the hat key isn't doing it. The joystick isn't doing it. I can't move away from settings. I can't do anything now, guys. No, it's not recognizing, it's not even recognizing the fact that I've got a game controller plugged in, even though it recognized that there was a game controller. Alright, let me fix this and I will be back with you guys when it's all sorted. Okay, so we got that controller issue sorted, confirming now that I couldn't use my controller. Even though I picked it up in the settings, I was unable to use it to navigate even the menus. So we're just going to have to accept the fact that the race lap times that we do on these cars is not really valid, because slower cars are beating fast cars, because the fast cars can't stay on track because I've only got digital controls. So it's the slow cars have got an unfair advantage, so to speak, but anyway, it is what it is. I wish I'd kept the normal windows now instead of putting the tinted ones on, but still. Right, let's get this car sold, and then I'm going to show you the cars that I have outside in the parking bay. So I've got a big chunk of money coming my way. Some very rich collector is about to take prized possession of a very rare McLaren F1 LM. Well, they're rare unless you don't count the junkyards around here. Here we go. Bye bye, McLaren. You beautiful, beautiful thing. Oh God. How much? Well, I need to clean up some of the stains on this floor. I don't even know if I like this floor. I might not go with it. So what's behind the door? Well, God, I thought that was an old Nokia phone. You know those, you look at that, look, does that look like a Nokia phone that I ran over with one of my cars? So behind here is a supercar, a performance car, and an iconic American car. Historical car, but it's a movie car. So, yeah. Let's take a look behind the door. Ah, lovely day in the city there. Okay, so we have some cars. First car. This is a British performance car. It is an Aston Martin Vantage V8. Again, junker. Oh, that's where my car battery is on my car, in the back. But it's lower down. It's underneath the boot floor. Yeah. So this is the junker Aston Martin that we have. Don't like the way the doors open. That's kind of weird. Just go to there. I mean, I can barely squeeze in. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this one. It's going to end up looking like it's either going to be British Racing Green, or it's going to be the Bond car in that space grey, silvery, dark grey kind of colour. Well, dark silver it should be. Yeah. So it'll either end up looking like Bond, or it'll end up looking like Aston Martin race car. Okay, next up is the Ferrari 458. It's got a name to it, Liberty Walk. I've seen that on a couple of cars now. I have no idea what that even means. I've never heard of it. It's got the V8 AXK engine, right, which is pushing 451. Now look at this one. This is an option here. This car's pushing 309. And then you've got the AXK there, which will push the number that Ferrari's pushing. I'm just wondering whether these engines are in power order. So this one's the least power, the supercharger is the next fastest, and then the Coyote is the next fastest, and the twin turbo is the fastest. Because when it comes to the Vantage, I can pick any of these choices. Now currently this is the lowest one at 309. AXK, and this one also using AXK is 451. So actually forget what I just said earlier about that. Well, look at that engine. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Yeah, exactly the same, but different horsepowers. Okay. I might go with a bigger engine than the Aston Martin, a twin turbo double overhead cam, and see where we get with that. I guess I still have to start with the V8 base. We'll have to see how that. Maybe there's an engine block called the twin turbo double overhead cam. So maybe we'll add that, play with the engine choices on this car. Just whip this one out and get rid of it. Then the Ferrari factory colour on this is yellow. I am going to make it Ferrari red because there's two Ferrari reds though, so I'm going to make it the lighter of the two. I think it's Rosso Corsa. I can't remember the name of the other one. Rosso. I forget it. I don't remember what it is. Yeah. And this is a Plymouth Fury, which look at this. Having a laugh here. I hope I can get a window that hasn't got this on. Firstly, the guy can't spell Plymouth. Then he says $300 or best offer, right? Now, I paid $9,000 for this, and it's got a big hole taken out of the side, so he's obviously needed a metal panel and here for welding, and he's just taken it off this car. Now if I go around to this side, you'll see an indestructible white paint. But some of you may now recognize this car from the movie Christine. So obviously I'm going to make the car go back to how Christine looked. I don't know whether I'm going to use white wall tires as thick as that. I might choose the thinner ones. But yeah, the Plymouth Fury Christine for sale. That's a strange name for a car. Now again, look at all these engine choices. Are they in order of power? Right, this is using the overhead valve Hemi, which is there. So does that mean that if I pick the MAG or the 6P or the Windsor or the 385, I'm increased, they are higher and higher power engines each time you go up? Because again, I might just go with the most powerful, the V8 overhead valve 385, if that is the case, and keep it stock. Or do you go with the V8 twin or two carb overhead valve supercharged? I don't want supercharged because I don't want one of those hoods with the hole cut in it and the supercharger sticking out, because that's not Christian anymore. I bought this car for $9,000. This is what they value it at, so it's less. I love how it says interior condition is 100%, and the rest is all, the heart of the demon. So we'll hope to get this fixed. I mean, look at the state of the front of this. This is absolutely, there's nothing to it. So engine upgrade on this one and the Aston, I think, and the Ferrari will just keep it as it is. The question is, which one are we going to do first? I think I know which one you guys are going to want. Yeah, you might want the Christine one because it's something different. So Ferrari, Aston and Plymouth. If you haven't seen the Stephen King novel or a movie or read the novel of Christine, then you won't maybe know the car, but if you Google it, it'll be there. How am I going to get this out? How the hell are we going to replace this bodywork at the back? Probably when I put the welder on, maybe it'll repair it. I'm interested to find out now. Well, I think you guys are going to pick this one. So, how do we get this car in the garage? Wait a minute, let's move back a bit. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Why can't I move this car? Is it just the first one I can move? Oh, wait a minute. There might... Okay. Maybe I've got to leave to the garage. So yeah, that's what's that's what's in the pipeline. We got these three cars. British, Italian, and American. A very good mixture. So if we pop to the door now and click on the Plymouth and click move to garage. Come on guys, push it in that door. Let's have a look and see if this welding machine does anything. I keep forgetting I need to put it on the stand. Let's take it to car lifter A then. The primary one, my main working lifter. The one I don't mean working as in it's functional. I mean it's my main lifter as in it's my main working lifter as in the main one that I work on. But you knew that, right guys? Okay, so that's the bodywork thing done. That looks pink. I mean, it just doesn't look right. Oh, it's still got a hole in it. What the hell? Okay. How do I get what is this? How do I get the for sale sign off? Okay. But it's this. How do you fix this? Is this a polygon issue? It looks okay from that side. What's going on? There's a big hole in the car. And I can't find like the link for rear. Okay. Rear left fender. Right. It's that shape. Okay, so it will actually repair then. Oh, because it comes as part of the white stripe. Okay. I've got to get that on the car because it just looks silly. Let's go to interior. Great. Let's go to the community car body shop, which is probably where I should have gone in the first place. Rear left fender. It's this one with the line, isn't it? Jeez. Rear left fender, and it has a line going up the side for whatever reason that could be. Okay. So Fury, rear, damn. Damn you. So this is the only one with the line up it. I just don't know what this black thing is. It looks like an actual rip on the car. Let's get it and see what the hell happens here, because something ain't right. What? Is it meant to be like this? Was it like this in the movie? Let me try. What on earth is this? Okay, so we've got one with writing on it there. This has no writing. So I'm just going to pick another one, this one, that hasn't got the writing on. Jesus, these parts aren't cheap either. Let me see if it allows me to put it on though. Yeah, it will. Alright. That's really weird. I mean, when it all gets painted, you shouldn't really show up. And this is not the right colour for the car either. It's a bright red it needs to be. Oh God, there's so much work to do on this car, but there's not a lot to strip off it. I don't know whether Christine had tyre walls as thick as this, but I'm going to find out. Let's have a look. So a GI, let's have a look. GI is Google Images. Oh, it does have quite thick tyre walls, doesn't it? Let's have a look. So I'm going to show you what I'm looking at, and yeah, let's have a look now. So this is the Christine. So the tyre walls are kind of around half the size of the tyre wall itself. And it's quite in some shots it looks like it's kind of a darkish red. It looks kind of cool. I mean, it's a nice car. But tyre walls, yeah. It's like it's half white and then the other half is black. I find on a lot of American cars of this era, and like, you know, 50s, 60s cars, even 70s, that the front wheel arches are so big compared to like the wheels. Look like the wheels are too small for the front wheel arches. The rears fill out okay. But yeah, I find on some of them like it's just weird. So this is basically our car right now. Even they haven't taken a chunk out of the bodywork. This gives us an idea of what the steering wheel should look like and what everything should be like when it's done. Twin carb there. So, okay. Alright, with that in mind then, on the tyre walls, I think what I'll be going for, instead of, because you can see how much fuller these are. So if we go to the tyre shop, you will see that we have choices. Rather than the thick ones, we can go with this one, or we can go with a slightly smaller. Okay, so it's not as, it's still almost as thick, but I think I think this is what we have on it right now. It's taking up most of the tyre wall. This is, compared to the real tyres we just looked at, this white wall isn't quite enough, and these two are too much. We need something just in between. So, I mean, this has got a much bigger tyre wall on here. But we can play with the tyre sizes anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, something like this perhaps. And we'll just play around with we'll try and get the correct tyre sizes and put those on. Alright. So we have a movie car coming up. At least I managed to get that fixed. Rear bumper. That's a strange rear bumper, incorporating a tyre. Alright. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video of that McLaren F1 Le Mans. I cannot believe the amount of money that made me. I mean, I'm going to buy another garage. I'm going to go to auction and buy a Formula 1 car or something. Jeez, I can't believe that money. If I find another Le Mans in the junkyard, I am definitely going to do it up. I mean, at 15 million a time, 2.6 million restoration bonus. Alright guys, thank you for watching anyway, and I'll catch you on the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. See you then. Rusty Dog, over and out. Bye for now.